All right, Shalom. We'll start first by giving all praise and glories unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Wah, HaKodash Rakah. Double honors to the elder apostles at Great Millstone who rule well. Greetings and salutations to the elect, those of the house of David that will receive salvation. Now, I'm trying to get it to pull up, but this is a response to the righteous rant the brother in the Vegas camp did about these sex dolls, right? And how Jake is head over heels about these sex dolls, right? And like the point the brother made, yes, of course, the Israelite woman is tripping. She's out of order. She's out of place, so on and so forth. But a robot or a sex doll, true enough that Jake is using these women as sex dolls at this point, but that does not give license or leeway to just completely move on, because it's not the same thing, you know. And the quick point that I want to make about it, I'm trying to actually show y'all a vision of what the brother had. You know, Jake basically saying that the woman was competing, the black woman or the Israelite woman is complete. Basically said women have to compete with these sex dolls because ain't no back talk, no lip, you know, ain't no cuddling and none of that. It's like the guy in the video said, just assume the position. It's just going to just go and go and go, huh? Okay, well, but whatever it is, it is. So, but so anyway, so that's the thing. It just assume the position. Okay, blah, blah, blah. But the difference is what you guys are forgetting, like the brother made mention of, the spiritual connection that a man and a woman does have. You know, you're forgetting about the actual act and the purpose of the act, but that just goes.
This new device that's in the world.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay, so there we go. Now we can kind of see. It's the LA Truth. It says real women competing with dolls, real life sex dolls. And Jake was like, it's tax season. That's what he said. He said it's tax season, and now we could, you know, I could take my half and go get me one of these, and ain't got to worry about you no more. You know, my half of the tax money back. But like the brother said, is this really gonna solve anything? No. Like I was just saying, there's a connection between a man and a woman that's gonna be missing, completely missing, and that you niggas out there, you people, you Jakes out there take for granted because our women are so far out of order, and that you're so far out of order. This hip hop and all of this has made you forget that this isn't just flesh you're dealing with, that these are real people with real feelings and real emotions. And yeah, sometimes we don't want to have to deal with it because they are out of order. But guess what? It's still a part of what the situation is of procreation. It's still the situation of that connectivity, of that family structure and that family bond. You ain't going to be able to make no babies out of these sex dolls. You're not going to be able to, and I wanted to bring up these other videos, but to see that it's tripping now, I was going to bring up, maybe I'll just put it in post. I don't know if I can do post-production, but I'll try to put it into, in another video or something, where they have the Animatrix, the second Renaissance. They showed a scene of it, and in the TV show Black Mirror, they showed it. You know, the second episode in Black Mirror, the first episode of the second season of Black Mirror, called Be Right Back. It was about these dolls, man, these human dolls. You know, so anyway, the point that I want to make is about you Jakes taking these things for granted, man. You guys are taking all the back talk and all that interaction for granted, and you're so disconnected from the spirit of the Most High God that you don't realize that this is a destructive thing. That taking the connection out of the woman, this is a destructive thing. The brother made beautiful reasons, you know, why this is, and obvious reasons why this is obviously a device of Satan, you know. These Robo-Thots, you know. I think that's what I'm going to call the video, Robo-Thots are of the flesh. Now I'm going to start with 1 Corinthians. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. Yeah. Let me see. Salaki, bear with me 1 second. Yeah, I'm gonna start with verse 37. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 37. It says, "And that which thou sowest not that the body that shall be, but bear grain, that it may chance of wheat and some of other grain." Okay, 38 it says, "But God giveth it a body as it hath pleased him, and to every seed his own body. All flesh is not right, not plastic, not rubber, flesh. It's a purpose, it's a reason why you niggas lust after flesh. And you're gonna realize one day that this lusting after flesh and lusting after busting one, man, getting your rocks off, man, ejaculating coming, just to say it all, you guys are gonna realize that that's not the sole purpose of sex, man. It's not the sole purpose of it. The purpose, the main purpose of it is not only for pleasure, but it's also to procreate. And that's the most pleasurable feeling, when you actually inseminate a woman. That's the greatest feeling between a man and woman, of pleasure, when you can inseminate a woman and create life from that. But, these women ain't nothing, you niggas ain't nothing, and so it is what it is. But that is still something that the Most High created. Anyway, it says, 39, "All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another flesh of fishes, and another flesh of birds." Yeah, so there's different types of flesh, man. But it's still no doubt flesh. Human flesh is for human flesh. I mean, man and woman flesh, not man and man flesh. That's wrong as well. That's unfulfilling as well. It can't possibly, because the purpose of it is the procreation part. Now let me go to 1 Corinthians. I don't want to keep this too long. I got a habit of that. But you're already 7 minutes in. So this is just 1 Corinthians chapter 11, straight to the point, verse 11. It said, "Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Lord." You can't be a righteous person. You're not supposed to be an Israelite if you believe that this sex bot, and when I say Israel, I'm talking about you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and confusion of faces that have the same spirit. You're not supposed to be that said people if you're believing in this thing. You're supposed to believe in what the Most High told us, that we're supposed to procreate, man, and fear the Most High, and so on and so forth. It says, "For as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman, but all things of the Most High God." The Most High created this thing. He created to put man and woman together. He created that perfect union. Matter of fact, let me go into that back with, I don't want to go too deep into it, but back with Adam. I'll just kind of roughly paraphrase it. But when he created the woman to be joined on to Adam, and then called her woman, there was a purpose for that. This sex bot thing is not going to fulfill you. You guys are going to realize one day you're not going to be fulfilled in anything that the Most High didn't create. Unless you're just a goddamn demon and you're fucking wicked upon the planet. Excuse my French. Or my English or whatever. Right? Unless you're just a damn demon. And you love wickedness. That's what it is. Or you're carnal and you're of the flesh. That's what this is all about. So now we're gonna go to Matthew, book of Matthew. We want the 19th chapter, Matthew 19. We're gonna start up at verse verse 4. Yeah, it says, "And he answered and said unto them, Have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female?" These bots, because the first thing on the video I uploaded earlier about at the CES, the Consumer Electronics seminar or whatever that shit's called. What the first thing they did was talk about the guy that shows you how perverse Esau is. Yeah, what if you put a man's face upon a woman's body? Why would you want to do that? Why don't you say, what about women, and what if they wanted a man? Will that be in the works? I mean, he mentioned that later in the video, in the interview or whatever. But why would he even want to mix and match it like that? That's how I'm just concerned about, mixing it. Why? But his guy had long hair also, so whatever. It's an Edomite. Anyway, it says, male and female. It says, and said, for this cause shall man leave his father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. Therefore there are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore the Most High has joined together, let no man put asunder. Yeah, put asunder, destroy, take away. Well, that's what this is going on. You're taking away the joining of the flesh. And with that joining of the flesh, there's a spiritual connection that happens there. If you men don't know, maybe you're doing something wrong. Maybe you're not looking at the act, as what it should be. Now, I'm not trying to glorify it and be about the flesh, but you got to pay attention to what's going on. Don't you notice how your woman starts to talk like you? When you put it down on your woman and she's really into it, she humbles down for a while. She starts trying to think like you. She starts trying to speak like you. She's always thinking about you. And a similar thing can happen to a man. That connection that a man and a woman then feels. And even in the video I did about the sex bot, they were even talking about how there could be heat, like it would bring heat, like the bodies would actually be heat. It wouldn't be just cold rubber, I guess. But does that mean that it'll have a heartbeat and give that rhythm of the heart of the heartbeat rising, being turned on? Of the body, you can feel the whole body doing it. Man, can it do that? But you niggas is so caught up in getting your rocks off, you missed the fact that of what's going on. You just want to get your rocks off, man, and then not like the brother said, don't have to have child support and so on and so forth. I'm gonna read the other one. It pretty much says the same thing. Yeah, it says Mark 10 and 9, matter of fact 8. Yeah, it literally does say the same thing. Yeah, we don't gotta read that. It says the same thing. I'll read it anyway. It says, for this cause, verse 7, it says, verse 6, but from the beginning of the creation the Most High made them male and female. For this cause shall a man leave his father and his mother, and cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. And they twain shall be one flesh. How do they become one flesh? By the man putting his flesh inside of a woman. What type of flesh? His reproductive organ. His penis, his rod, inside the woman, and her being penetrated is supposed to make a spiritual connection that happens there. You can't have that spiritual connection with with rubber or latex or whatever the hell they're making these damn bots out of. But this should check you women to say, hey, let me get myself in order for these men. Let me keep myself looking good for these men. Let me keep myself healthy. Let me take care of him. It should be a competing to make you step up the game. Because the women should rule out, no question. But look, Jake, from this perspective, Jake is like, man, it's almost a better deal not to deal with y'all, just to deal with a damn sex bot. It says, and they twain shall be one flesh, so they shall be no more twain, but one flesh. They're not going to be two separate fleshes, but they're going to be one flesh together. So therefore, that the Most High joined together, let no man put asunder. And to put asunder in this verse says divorce, or to disintegrate the union between the man and woman through that sexual act, man. So with that, I'm going to close out, man. Beautiful video the brother did, man. It was all in the spirit. These bots are less than $3,000, man. You can get different faces. It's ridiculous, and people are falling for this. And this is a device of Satan, and like he said, it is a device of Satan based in eugenics, based in and killing off the creation of man to get to population control. Absolutely, and you're falling for it. Just like you fall for the condom, just like you fall for pulling out and whatever else, and not making a good choice in a woman. And you women for the standard that you have been living at to be so low. Because Jake is really looking at you, just so you know, these men out here are really looking at you women like your toys, man, like your sex toys, man. You know? Really looking at you like you're a sex toy. Because you're good for nothing beyond that. When you gonna start to be better beyond that? And when you men gonna deserve to have a woman that is better beyond that? How? By living through this word, man. So with that, I'm gonna close out, giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahshai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, HaKodash Rakah. Double honor to the elder apostles at Great Millstone, and greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect. Shalom.